So now that the news is broken that the Nintendo Switch successor, which I'm still going to call Switch 2 at this point, will be releasing in 2025, and we will at least have information about it by March of next year. A lot of Switch 2 leakers are coming back out to follow up with stuff that they had said earlier, that now that they feel like they need to address and follow up with stuff that they had already said earlier this year. The most notable one, which is the one we're going to be talking about in this video, is the YouTuber Brazil, which, if you'll remember, Brazil was the first person that talked about how the Switch 2 was getting pushed out into next year. A lot of major gaming news outlets took hold of this. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill 4chan leak/rumor. There was a lot of credibility behind this. A lot of people have taken this at full value for what Brazil has to say. So let's look to see what Brazil is saying now in regards to the Switch 2. So for this, I'll be referencing on the subreddit Gaming Leaks and Rumors, with an actual link to his Famiboard post will be in the description of this video. It says Switch 2 is slated for March 2025 still. Nothing has changed since the original report. So going back to something that I said in the video I published earlier today, was that I believe that the timing of everything is kind of lining up to be how the Switch 1 was announced. The initial video goes live in late September, early October, with a full presentation in January. Then the system comes out in March. Seems to be kind of the same timetable we're looking at here, which actually is the next thing on this list of stuff. Expect announcement to pan out similar to Switch 1 from the September to November for full reveal, etc. Third parties should be allowed to mention Switch 2 multi-platform releases from June on, even without showing it, since Nintendo is now openly talking about it. Or for example, games that are announced for 2025, they can confirm PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch successor, which is going to be very important because, you know, next month is a lot of these Summer of Gaming announcements with like Jeff Keighley and the IGN stuff and, you know, whoever else. I mean, Nintendo's got a Direct next month also, even though they said that nothing in that Direct was going to be Switch 2 related. But we'll see. Sometimes they like to throw little curveballs in there with how they word stuff like that. But anyway, we could start seeing some of the first Nintendo Switch successor / Switch 2 games starting to show up in the next couple of months. So that's going to be a little exciting to go over. The Direct in June is the last proper Switch 1 Direct, but there's rumors about a partner showcase later on in the year. That makes sense. I mean, as they said in their actual tweets, like this is kind of like the swan song year of the Switch. The goal here is that most things are going to be cross-platform with the Switch successor. So, and pretty much everything that we've gotten so far and the stuff that gets announced in this Direct will at least be compatible with the next hardware. But probably most of the development for Switch games has been shifted to the next platform. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to be getting is going to be like your remakes and remasters. And going on to the next point, Nintendo will announce more remasters in the Direct. We expect Metroid Prime 4 to be the last big reveal for Switch 1 and released this year, but doesn't know when, and it's just speculation on his part. Pretty much everything that I said in my video earlier today. I am really expecting there to be Zelda remakes, remasters for like the Wind Waker, Twilight Princess stuff. If not something else, you never know. There's always been rumors of an Ocarina of Time remake, kind of like the 3D thing, but just like again with better graphics. Who knows if that's actually legit or not though, but might get some kind of Zelda game coming out this year. And last thing, expects more leaks to come out now that the successor has been mentioned. I think this is actually a really big one. A lot of people don't want to be the ones who just bombshell drop all of the news for something that hasn't been announced yet. Technically, the Switch successor still hasn't been announced, but it's confirmed to exist. And I think there's like a level there where people are like, well, now that Nintendo's talking about it, I feel more comfortable talking about it myself. And maybe it's not just like leakers and stuff. It could be like companies like Square Enix talking about stuff, because shortly after Nintendo dropped the codename NX for the original Switch after a similar shareholder thing, Square Enix was the first people to come out and say, yeah, we've got Dragon Quest games that are in development for the NX. Like, I don't think there was a lot of time in between whenever Nintendo confirmed the existence of the console and Square Enix came out and said that they had Dragon Quest games in development. And I'm pretty sure only one of those ever actually came out it came out worldwide. I think that was Dragon Quest X was like the online one, and it only got released in Japan. I could be wrong on that. Feel free to correct me in the comments. And then also adding on to this was that, and also apparently there's going to be an Indie World showcase in August, and there's a couple other multi-platform games that'll be announced for the early life of the Switch 2 that the Redditor that posted all of this from Famiboards also can corroborate with. So there's other stuff that's come out since then. The only other one I want to touch up on is Centro Leaks. They do a lot of Pokemon related stuff. Just confirming that there's at least 3 greenlit Pokemon games for the next system. One of those is Generation 10. Don't know if that counts as 2 games in that or if that just counts as 1. And of course we know that most likely Pokemon Legends ZA will be releasing on the Switch 2. No word about what the other game could be or other games if that was not counted towards that. So we might have a lot of new Pokemon stuff to look forward to. I would personally love a Pokken Tournament too. I don't know if you guys have ever played Pokken Tournament, but once you kind of get you figure out how that game works, it's actually a lot of fun. If you find it on sale somewhere, you should definitely check it out. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon with more Switch 2 news as it develops, or if anything else comes out shortly after I record this video, I'll make sure that I get something else out quick. Anyways, have a good one.